Gervonta.
He's a problem. He's going to be a problem.
For everybody.
He's going to be a problem.
Speed is bananas.
Yeah.
You ever see him shadow box? Like throw
Oh,
combinations?
yeah,
It's
bro.
like,
Oh, yeah.
is this sped up?
IQ is fundamentally solid. He's better served to box on the outside with the always dangerous Tank Davis.
But he's really come into his own because the guy who was in the gym that everybody saw coming up has been realized now.
Joe Rogan has issued a warning to Lamont Roach, noting that Gervonta Tank Davis looks terrifying in his latest training footage. Rogan praised Tank's incredible speed, precise technique, and efficient style, saying everything in his game is now perfectly tuned, making him a serious threat in the up.
And for Gervonta, that was perfect because I would love to see Ryan Garcia, the one that we saw fully hydrated against Devin Haney, against Gervonta.
He's a problem. He's going to be a problem.
For everybody.
He's going to be a problem.
Speed is bananas.
Yeah.
You ever see him shadow box? Like throw
Oh,
combinations?
yeah,
It's
bro.
like,
Oh, yeah.
is this sped
yeah.
up?
Oh,
How
yeah.
are you so fast?
Yeah. It's not fair.
He might have one of the fastest left hooks I've ever seen.
For sure.
I mean, it's right up there with everybody, all the great left hookers of the past.
But the crazy thing is, like, bro, he don't even bring it out. He just goes from right here.
Right there.
Ha!
Whip. Like a whip.
Ah, I think
Yeah.
Teddy Atlas, one of boxing's most respected voices, didn't hold back his praise for Gervonta Tank Davis. He described Davis as a rare blend of athleticism, sharp reflexes, and high ring IQ. According to Atlas, Davis's intelligent decision-making, precise timing, and exceptional countering abilities set him apart. His understanding of angles and ring awareness make him one of the most efficient fighters in the sport today. Atlas believes his deep grasp of boxing fundamentals gives Davis a clear edge over opponents, so much so that he can be considered among the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world right now.
The way that he boxes, he's versatile. You know, he can do a lot of things. He can go get you. He's got the attitude of a fighter. He's not a huge puncher. Obviously, Tank Davis is the puncher in this, but Roach can go get you, but he can box. I think he's better served. He's got long arms, good length. He's better served. He's got a good boxing IQ. He's fundamentally solid. He's better served to box on the outside with the always dangerous Tank Davis. Box, see if he can get it done. Angles, pot shot, be disciplined enough to do that all night long. I think he should stay away from trying to go on the inside, which again, he's got the attitude of a real fighter, which you love. And I wouldn't be shocked if Roach said, oh no, I'm going to go inside sometimes. I don't know if that would be the best choice. He knows how to do it if he wants to. At the end of the day, all of what I said, but it's one thing that really makes the day. It's not because Tank Davis is just undefeated. It's not because Tank Davis is just a great puncher. He's just a full package. He's really, really the full. I don't make him pound for pound up there. He's up there in the top 5 pound for pound. I don't put him there because he's a puncher. I put him there because he is a complete darn fighter. He can go get you. He can fight in the trenches. He can go to the body, the head. He can use his legs when he has to. He can set traps. He can counter punch.
The boxing world isn't just excited for the rematch. They relieve it's happening so quickly. The controversy surrounding the first fight's results still fuels heated debates on social media and fight forums. With an immediate rematch, both fighters are wisely riding the wave of momentum. The timing keeps the storyline fresh and addresses unanswered questions. Fans appreciate that Gervonta Davis didn't let the controversy linger for months. Instead, he stepped up without delay, aiming to bring clarity and settle the score while interest and emotions are still running high.
Because I have a lot of criticism for Gervonta Davis and Canelo Alvarez for the choice of opponents. But at least Gervonta Davis is doing the Mayweather. He's giving the immediate rematch.
Right.
You had a tough fight, you're doing the immediate rematch. I like it.
All right, so what I'm
I need
curious
to
about.
push back real quick.
Yeah, I knew you would. Go ahead.
Yeah, push back. I'm giving the guy credit.
I like Gervonta Davis. I know you talk a lot about his opponents and whatever, and you're talking about
We're
Lamont
not,
Roach.
we're not going to go pick a
Well, okay.
Find me a
so-
less than a 10 to
I
1
think-
underdog and he
listen,
fought on pay-per-view.
Look, I'm talking about this fight right here. Look at the first fight. So, picking Lamont Roach, you're saying, oh, he's basically cherry picking is what you're alluding to. He has a history with the guy. They've been in the gym together. They sparred together. They fought in the amateurs. He knew the level that Lamont brought. Also, Lamont's one of those guys. You ask anybody in the boxing world, they know how good Lamont is, and his record, leading up to him getting to the title shot, or getting his title win, it's kind of like, the Jamel Herring fight's really hard to forget. He struggled with some guys that you wouldn't expect him to, but he's really come into his own because the guy who was in the gym that everybody saw coming up has been realized now. So I don't think Gervonta Davis was handpicking an easy guy in Lamont Roach. Stylistically, listen, Gervonta's team's not dumb. They look at what this guy can do and where he can give him troubles, and it certainly worked out that way. They overlook him a little bit in terms of being like, I beat him back then. He struggled here and there. I'm just too good. I'm at a different level. I think that Lamont really stepped up. So I'm going. So, Gervonta's that good, but guess what? So's Lamont.
So I was exaggerating. That's what you're saying.
You tend to be hyperbolic at times, yes.
How dare he?
Joe Rogan, never one to overlook technical brilliance, highlighted a unique aspect of Gervonta Davis's fighting style. Rather than coming out aggressively in the early rounds, Davis uses that time to study his opponent, picking up on rhythms, tendencies, and weaknesses. Once he has a clear read, that's when he attacks. Rogan believes his patience and intelligence make Davis especially dangerous. For the upcoming rematch, Rogan sees it as a chance for Davis to display this calculated approach with even greater precision. If Davis decodes Roach's style early, Rogan predicts a swift and decisive knockout.
My fucking wake up from my nap a lot.
You got naps incorporated into your day?
Not always, but just in case, you know.
Every now and then.
Yeah, every now and then, little sleep.
When-
Not too much though.
How many, have you changed as you've gotten older? Have you changed your workout routine? Have you
Yes,
done
no.
anything?
Yes, no. So I one thing I like to do is obviously shock my body, but I also like to like get like long training sessions in. You know, I remember Bernard Hopkins would talk about it a lot, like where he would just do the basics for a very, very long time and just doing it. And it's very boring and monotonous just for me to like just throw one jab constantly, things like that. But I feel that it just like re-sparks maybe things that I should be sharpening up. And it becomes cardio at some point, you know, as I'm doing it for so long, it becomes cardio, and it becomes specific cardio to what I'm doing. So a lot of my sessions, I'll have like a 2 to 3 hour session first thing in the morning when I'm nice and strong and I have the full gas tank. And I'll take my little break and then I'll have like another session at night. But it's not always like that. Sometimes when I don't have a fight, I'll do 3 sessions a day, but they won't be like crazy. It'll be maybe a strength and conditioning that lasted about 45 minutes to an hour and 15. And I took a big break. Then I came back in the midday, had like a good technique session where I'm just focused on positions that I'm not efficient in, just doing them over and over and over. And I used to do a lot more live.
In the first fight, something seemed off with Gervonta Davis. His movement lacked urgency, and his punches didn't have their usual intensity. Whether it was outside distractions or overconfidence, his sharpness was missing, but that's no longer the case. Recent footage from his training camp reveals a transformed Davis, focused, emotionally grounded, and mentally sharp. He's approaching the rematch with renewed purpose, like a man on a mission. This time, the focus is clear, and he's out to prove a point.
Tank did that, so I know the got in his eye, but they should have countered it. They would have countered it, would have went to Lamont Roach. What I didn't like about Tank, he was gassing up Lamont Roach way too much, and he was already talking about like retiring.
He seemed a little distracted in the fight.
That wasn't the same Gervonta Davis we're really used to seeing.
It just lets you know how corrupt like these governing bodies are, bro. If that dude took a knee, not only did he take a knee, he's like, hold on real quick. Let me get this out of my eye. How is that not a point? Like,
you know, funny thing, bro, that's why I cut my braids off. I had braids, and I had the same thing. I went through the same shit. When I fought Andre, that shit burning my eyes, so I cut that shit off.
Many believe Gervonta Davis didn't take Lamont Roach seriously in their first meeting, perhaps viewing him as just another stepping stone. That mindset seemed to affect his preparation, leading to a performance that surprised fans and exposed weaknesses. But the wake-up call was loud and clear. This time, Davis is taking no chances. Analysts note a new level of discipline and focus that wasn't present before. He's treating this rematch like it's against a top-tier contender. And that renewed
One for me, Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach rematch has been set. We expected it to happen. I think after the first fight, Tank was kind of like, if he wants to fight him or not, but we all kind of knew what else is there for both. Well, it's not for them both to go off and do, but it was Tank's first time actually going to a draw, so he knew they were going to run it back. They're probably going to make way more money from this rematch too. How do I think it goes? Man, listen, Tank, when he's fighting in the pro fight, he's a counter puncher. Through and through, he's a counter puncher. Low volume counter puncher. Lamont Roach was able to use his feet, know when to go in and out the pocket, know how to block the shot, and also he rolled a lot of the shots very, very well as well. So Tank wasn't really able to get the shots off that he does. With Tank, to a degree, it's almost like, if I don't knock you out, I'm pissed. Kind of like Wilder-esque. Wilder, if one of the Louis Ortiz fight, the second fight, Wilder barely threw a punch the whole fight until he knocked him out in the 7th or 8th round. It's kind of like with Tank as well. And it's a shame because I think Tank is better than that. I think that if you go back and watch some of his old clips when he used to spar in the Mayweather gym, he wasn't counter punching so much. He was coming forward a bit more. Maybe because they got head guards on and bigger gloves, maybe he felt more comfortable doing it. But he wasn't so much of a, he wasn't primarily counter punching in those clips we saw. It wasn't clips of a whole fight, but those clips that we did see. I know he has it in him to be more than just a counter puncher, but it seems like when it comes to the pro rank, it's just what he's resigned himself to want to do. It'll be interesting. I thought the first time Tank beat him, because what Roach showed me before that didn't really show the guy would win. Into the second fight, if Tank goes in again with the same kind of tactics, he could very well lose on points. Roach was able to keep his legs for all 12 rounds and kind of fight at the same pace. Tank's power didn't really phase Roach. Now I'm not saying it won't in the second fight, but it did it in the first fight. So I'm interested to see how the fight goes. It'll be fun to watch. I'll be definitely tuning in. How do you think it goes? Do you think Tank can get the win this time or not? I would be more inclined to think maybe Tank can actually do it this time, and he will probably let his hands go a bit more. But look, Roach was doing great counter punches himself. When Tank did let his hands go, Tank was missing and paying for it at the end of the day. I don't know. It's going to be a good fight. I'm actually quite looking forward to it. Maybe after this is all done, one of these guys can move on and Tank can finally go and fight the Shakurs of the world, because the Hanleys and he's moved up now. So we'll see. How do you think this fight goes? It'll be interesting. I'm looking forward to it.
Gervonta Davis has officially launched his training camp for the highly anticipated August rematch. And this is no routine tune-up. He's in full war mode. The controversy surrounding the first fight's outcome has driven Davis to push beyond his limits. His training now features extended sessions, intensified sparring, and a strong focus on conditioning, with Las Vegas hosting the rematch. The stakes are even higher. Davis isn't just preparing to win, he's aiming to dominate. Those in his camp can already see the fire reigniting.